Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the very first episode of the Kat Timpf Show. I'm Kat Timpf, obviously, and I think I'm supposed to, everyone does this thing where they say, rate me on iTunes and subscribe and download. I don't really get all that, but you should do that. My very first guest here, Joanne Noslachinsky.
Hey guys.
Hey Joanne, how you doing, dude? Yeah, Joanne, Miss New York 2013. And then, my coworker on the Greg Gutfeld show.
The Greg Gutfeld
show, which airs Sunday nights at 10 p.m.
on Fox News Channel. We had to get that in there.
We had to get that in there. No, the internet was very excited to have you as a guest. The tweets.
I am so excited to be here. I feel like the world doesn't even know how fun the two of us are together.
I know. They all want us to hate each other.
They do.
Yeah, they're like, that one guy that kept posting all over my wall over and over again that your bottom lip is so much better than mine is. There's some guy named Hot Rod Jesus 666 tweeted, "Will you ladies be wearing swimwear?" Which
we are. It's just under our clothes.
We're naked actually. We're wearing Ugg boots and bow ties.
We are both actually wearing Ugg boots.
No, I don't feel like I need to look good on my days off. But you started at Fox, right? Like you were a bartender a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, and I was tending bar. I was shaking cocktails, and working for tips. And I was a guest a few times because I was a beauty queen. So I was a guest a few times on these shows on Fox. And then there was a full-time spot that opened up on Red Eye, which used to be hosted by Greg Gutfeld. Now it's hosted by Tom Shalhoub, very funny guy.
Yeah.
So they asked me to come on full-time. I help write for the show. I pitch stories, and I'm on Wednesday through Friday.
Is it weird for you to talk about politics so much? Like.
It is, especially because I'm surrounded by experts. I am surrounded by people who studied politics or journalism or broadcasting. Yeah. And there I am, like, I have a degree in theater.
What's your take? What's your take?
But I think that's what's, exciting, to have, for the novice viewers, people who might have just turned on Red Eye because they can't sleep or whatever. And for me to, offer, a new perspective, I think is really valuable.
Well, this election's been obviously crazy too. Remember everyone thought Obama's serial girl was crazy, and now we have that girl. See that girl that's painting Donald Trump with her boobs?
I mean, I did not see that, and now I really want to.
Well, I mean, and you didn't I don't know. I don't even know what candidate. I mean, I know you thought Rubio was hot, which I don't get. Do you still think he's hot now that he's been such a failure?
You know what? On the campaign trail, he put on a few pounds.
I wonder if his wife is still attracted to him.
I mean, probably. I feel like she's probably attracted to, the power.
He's super beta.
He's
so beta. It's really gross.
He probably has some beta fish, too.
He does.
And he forgot to, separate them, and then they, ate each other.
Yeah.
That's what fish do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they do. I was a waitress. I was an intern. I lived in a crappy apartment. But I was always involved in, journalism and broadcasting. Mm-hmm. I did traffic reporting in LA. I was laid off because I was giving the wrong directions all the time.
Yeah, you got lost walking here,
I
Kat.
did get lost. I went too far. It's very confusing. Times were tough last night. I'm really glad I didn't send out this last tweet about Parmesan cheese. Would have crushed, I'm sure. But it's tough. It's really hard. I accidentally reported that a guy was dead or whatever in a motorcycle accident because he had to, whatever. It was really hard.
Wait, is he not dead?
He's not, but it's I thought it was a fatal accident, and I guess I couldn't tell. He looked dead to me. But and I'm so glad I went to college so that I can look at splattered remains from an airplane, which it was weird. And then I moved to DC and I moved here to New York. So we have.
Yeah, well, I feel like we've both lived many lives already.
We have some things in common, some things different. Like I said, we both like Cheez-Its. You have a boyfriend, so that's different.
That is different.
You also, something that's interesting is you guys are super public on social media with your relationship. And I spend a lot of time wondering how social media couples get that way. Because even when I have a boyfriend, I want to hide it, kind of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at first I wouldn't just because I was a little nervous. And before I ever posted anything of the two of us, I asked him if it was okay. And I warned him, you're going to get some hate. That's just the reality of the world today. you know, pretty girl who my persona, for those of you who followed me,
Yeah.
the 5 of you listening right now, since my beginning at Red Eye, you know, my persona on the show is like, I'm a single gold digging lush who's
Yeah.
always alone, always gets broken up with, whatever.
Yeah.
So like to kind of break that facade, like some people get very upset.
Yeah, they
that
do.
like it's not reality or whatever. So
They're probably all like sitting on their couches being like, I was going to be the one to make her happy.
I was gonna be the one. Yeah. But yeah, he's fine with it. He loves it. He loves looking at all the comments. I try to delete the really nasty ones before he ever sees it, just because it hurts. It
Yeah.
freaking hurts. I don't care if you're made of steel. It still stings.
See, for me, I just don't. I just find public displays of affection embarrassing. Like, I don't want.
Well, I will say we don't do like the kissing photos, like by the Rockefeller Christmas tree. We're not that couple.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like a lot of that people put it on because they are actually insecure.
I don't know if
in
I
their
have a cold
relationships?
heart or not. Because, like, my ex is always like, what, you don't want people to know we're together? And I was like, no.
Well, I mean,
I
yeah,
kinda
if you want to
don't.
keep your private life private, I do think that's like a great thing too.
Yeah.
So it's like each individual couple.
I post, like, a lot of pictures of myself. Or have you ever, one time I got into a fight with him and I was like, I'm going to go post a selfie and get a bunch of likes and boost my self-esteem. Well, you know what he told me? He said that he liked the bags under my eyes because they made me look like I was a hard worker.
Oh my gosh.
Was that a compliment that you should give?
Or like, you know, a single working mom.
Or like a
who
single working. I feel like a
has
single
3
working.
jobs.
I feel like a single working mom.
You
right
essentially
now.
are. You have a cat.
I do.
You work multiple jobs.
I work multiple jobs.
You have just like stuff all over the place.
I do. I mean, I don't know. I've found like that there's so many things that could be possibly wrong with you, like with someone physically, just through social media. Like I get so many people are so mean. Like, you know, I've like I said, I've got thin evil lips. I have thin evil lips. I'm too skinny. Someone was also like, you're too fat, which I think maybe they just think I have an eating disorder and they're trying to make me suffer.
Oh, yeah.
You're a slut.
Push you
you're
down
a
even
whore.
farther.
Don't you ever have like a guy that's got like a dad with like a little baby girl and he's like, you're a stupid slut.
Well, I usually don't get the dads. I get the moms.
Really? Women,
yeah, I get
women
the
hate
moms
you?
who have like pictures of their teenage daughters in their profile.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, I guess you are just awful.
Yeah, but does it bother you though? Like,
I really do try my best not to read it now. It's hard on
Yeah.
Twitter because on Twitter you see the good with the bad.
Yeah.
And you can't help it. I will mute people. I try not to block them because I feel like that gives them satisfaction.
Yeah.
So I'll mute them or I will just try to ignore it. I don't read like those blog forum type
No.
things because those are really nasty. Same as Facebook comments on like show pages. And I once had a pageant coach who told me not to read the blog. So I learned it even starting then because she said if it does not help you, it hurts you.
I like
and I
it.
believe it.
Almost.
Oh, you like
I don't
it?
like it doesn't. I don't read my Instagram comments because it's just like stomach turning, weird, sexually deviant
It is.
shit.
Really, no.
Really don't want. I don't want to do that. It's my glasses are always involved, and I don't care for that. But you know, when people, it's like. I feel like there's this huge thing with, you know, feminism now being like Twitter should be a safe space. And, you know, like the Lindy Wests and the Lena Dunhams of the world. By the way, Lindy West preemptively blocked me on Twitter.
Oh my gosh.
She just saw me somewhere and was like, no.
No way.
No to that bitch. No.
Well, I could see how that might feel good.
It does feel very
Yeah,
good.
You're powerful.
I just also feel like, you know, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm a woman, and it's not feminist to be like, oh, I'm so weak I can't handle being like someone calling me a whore.
Oh, exactly.
On
Like as
Twitter.
a strong female, you should be able to handle it and know that, you know, your confidence won't waver, you know, because of some stupid thing someone says.
Or even like the Star Wars thing when everybody was like threatening to rape and murder me. And
oh my God.
I feel like people don't know what a murder threat is. Like there's like all these like college kids now that are like, if someone's like, I want to kill you or you should die, that's not even a threat. For me, that like I was getting these emails like I will be there tomorrow at 8 p.m.
It's as soon as you do the specifics.
Yeah.
Like if it's Clue, if there's a murder weapon and a location.
It was like in his Google Calendar, brutally rape Kat Timpf with a lightsaber and then murder her because she made a joke on Red Eye.
But who would want to defile a lightsaber in that way?
I don't
If you're
know.
really a fan of Star Wars, you should hold that saber up to like a higher standard.
I saw a video. Somebody made a video, like a cartoon video of that ended where I'm just getting choked out and I
Okay.
die. on
Okay.
red eye.
Well, they obviously have a choking fetish.
They have a choking. Well,
That-
see that I don't necessarily have a problem with whatsoever.
I don't need to breathe. Like,
No,
it's
yeah.
fine.
But and I don't have a problem with any of it. It's just like it didn't bother me. I had people that were contacting me that I haven't spoken to in years, being like, "Are you okay? It must be really hurtful." And then they're like, "P.S. How you doing?" Like you were.
P.S. Can you follow me on social media?
Right, you were very popular in high school, right? Like,
No,
you weren't.
I so was not. I went to a high school like that had a wing for the performing arts,
Uh-huh.
and I wore a back brace in high school.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I was the girl with the back brace. I had lots of friends though, but I was like the overachiever who like always raised her hand in class and like
Yeah.
got straight A's, like that person.
Did you party?
I did party though. So my sister was 2 years older in high school, so she would
Oh.
take me to the parties with her, and all her older guy friends wanted to date me because even though I wore a back brace, I hit it well. So I guess I was like pretty
See, that's
and slightly
annoying.
crippled, which some people like.
Yeah, a lot of people are into that. Well, remember we both broke our left hips at the same time.
Okay, this is like the craziest story ever. So there's a third girl too, our third friend Nora. The three of us all at the same time broke our left hip
At the same time.
from like working out.
It was so bad. I being on crutches in Manhattan. That's when I lived in I lived in this horrible apartment in East Harlem when I first
The
moved
fact
here.
that Kat is alive today, like for all the things she's been through, I mean, it's pretty incredible.
It was like the walk from the subway. Like they would drop off, so like people can stay places in like the halfway houses, but
Yeah.
like they have nothing to do with them during the day. So they would drop them off at my street corner, and they'd all just be milling around, and I'd be on my crutches. And like street harassment. One thing, imagine street harassment on crutches. I would be trying to like do the 1 foot at a time up the stairs, and there was this guy that would just like he would just wait for me every day, and then he would walk behind me so like his face was in my ass. And
Oh,
be
okay.
like, you can go as slow as you want. Go as slow as you want. I'm just like sobbing. Like
That's the moment where like you wish for the guys who say smile.
Yeah,
Like it's those moments
right,
that
that's
you
what I'm
want, like
saying.
the
It's like,
mamacita.
straight telling me
instead.
like when I saw that video when they're like, "Hey, cutie," I'm like, I literally have somebody that said, "Hey, sweet vanilla, let me get you pregnant" on my walk to work today. Like I would love the middle class street
I mean,
harassment.
There is something to be said for the guys who are very direct.
Yeah.
You know, they cut the crap. They just get right to it.
He wants to get me pregnant. Okay. He doesn't just want to do it.
And then I would answer like, "Will you support my child?
Will you
Will
see-
you actually send me checks? Like, what's the deal? Are you going to be an active father? I need to know these things."
Well, I had a huge mouse problem too. Like they would get stuck underneath the grates of the stove, and then
No.
oh man, it was really bad. It was
Ooh.
really rough. I don't even.
Yeah, well, I told you I once had bed bugs. So
Oh,
between the two of
God.
us, we are like true New Yorkers.
I had a nightmare. I thought I had bed bugs in Bushwick, and
That's like a
I
great
didn't
a great film.
I didn't sleep for
Indie
3
film,
days.
Bed bugs and
I
bushwick.
squished it and I hid it in a sock and I refused to look
No.
at it. And then I called my landlord being like, "We need somebody to come out here now." Like I'm a horrible tenant. I'm like a horrible nightmare of a person. And he's like, "Why?" I'm like, "I think I have bed bugs and this is bullshit and you needed someone to come out here sooner and like now." And I like didn't sleep for days and I was crying at work and I was like, I felt so disgusting. I was calling my dad and then he's like, the guy shows up and he's like, "Ma'am, like that's a spider." It looked nothing like a bed bug. He looked at me like I was an idiot, and I guess I am. But like that's my big like I was crying. I was like, "What have I done
It's
to
awful.
deserve this?"
Truly, knowing that I got through that means I can do anything.
Well, wasn't that while you were going through like Miss USA stuff
It
too?
was 3 days before I left for Miss USA, which meant I would be away for 3 weeks in Las Vegas. So I needed to pack. I hadn't started packing. My publicist at the time was supposed to come over with my $10,000 borrowed gown. And I call her sobbing. I'm like, "You can't come over here. It'll get ruined."
Ew.
Yeah. So I immediately started drinking. I spent the next 3 days in like a haze of spray tans, Pinot Grigio, and like teeth whitening. It was
I've never
awful.
done it. Well, I mean, I've drank Pinot Grigio. I've never gotten a spray tan, and
You
my
should.
teeth. I don't know anything about this world, Joanne. Like,
I know too much.
that's what I'm saying. Is like, if Joanne knows how to like put on her own fake eyelashes, I don't even know how to put my own fake hair in. I bring it in a
But
little.
you've been watching Toddlers and Tiaras, so you should know a few tricks of the
Toddlers
trade.
and Tiaras. I watch it the same way that I watch Intervention. It's very, very sad, and it's
Yeah.
very interesting to get a window into this world.
Do you ever cry?
No, I don't. I'm not really a big crier. I respond to things more with anger than sadness.
Okay, I can see that.
It's what the strong choice is. I've actually never cried in a movie in my whole life.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
No, it's true. I mean, I've tried to cry. When I went to go see Passion of the Christ in high school with like my high school.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody was crying except
You did not
for me.
cry at the death of Jesus.
I stuck my head underneath, like I had a coat and I was poking my eyeballs out. So then I got some tears going. Is that worse?
Oh wow! Like poking your eyes
No,
out, you
I
could
mean,
get
like,
eye infections.
Well, no, I know that, but like for Jesus, would Jesus? I'm not a religious person.
No. I cry at the most random things. Not like death and destruction, but like I don't know, a child reunited with a puppy.
Yeah, see,
I'm a
that's
sap like that.
I'm not. I don't have those. I don't have those kinds of feelings whatsoever, ever at all. But that's that's fine. It's all fine.
Yeah.
I just feel like, oh my gosh, times are. You have tomorrow off. You have all this time off. I don't know what I'm gonna do. This weekend was rough.
Okay,
Wes?
I'll just say you need to work your contracts a little better. Get a little bit of time off, Catherine.
It's all right. I mean, yesterday, everybody, it's like we did the thing where we started drinking like right after work.
Yep.
And you do that thing where you start drinking right after work. And it's so exciting. There's something so exciting about having a nice buzz in the daytime that makes
Oh my
you
gosh,
feel
yes.
like you know something about the world that nobody else does. And look at this. I get it. Life is beautiful. And then you wake up the next morning and you're like, what the hell? Why have I done this? Like, I mean, I went to bed pretty early.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, so on my walk home last night, like probably 4 glasses of wine in. I usually don't do that, but it was, over the span of like 4 hours. I am
definitely-
truly a lightweight when it comes to that. But I was walking home and I had a moment where I'm like, this is only a chapter in my life.
That's
My
disgusting.
life is so great. There's so
That's
much more
the
ahead
most
of me.
obnoxious
Like
thing I've
I
ever
do like
heard.
philosophical type thinking when
Yeah.
I drink, and it's great. And then I went to bed at 10 p.m. It was wonderful.
Do you talk to yourself in the mirror?
Oh, I do. No, I will do these things where I'm practicing for my future in film, and I will like make myself cry, and I'll do these monologues that I just make
You
up.
would be such an annoying person to live with.
Oh, truly. Although I close my door.
You
like I
close your
do it
door.
in the privacy of my bedroom. This is like an alternate life I lead.
Yeah, I mean, well, like with Fox, like obviously you never expected to be on Fox News in your whole life.
Never.
I mean,
I never wanted to.
You know,
until I got to quit bartending, then I wanted to.
then you wanted
But
to.
it was great. No, I have to say, like for never thinking I would do it or wanting to do it, like the people I work with, I have learned so much from. I do love kind of having like a consistent schedule, and I'm like learning a ton. I can truly say I am now the most like educated voter. Whereas
Yeah.
before I really wasn't. So like I've always been a good student. So in that essence, I really like learning and reading. And so all of those moments, and then taping a live show, like
Yeah, that's really fun. Now,
comedy based is great.
yeah, now we have a live studio audience, which is amazing. I did leave my bag at home, by the way. I was
did
walking around
you?
looking for my bag, and then
She was freaking out.
I thought I just like dropped it on the street, which I've done before, and then I found it at I went back to the Fresh and Co, and there was like these middle-aged women. They're like, "Can we get a picture with you?"
and you're like, this is not the time.
Look, I'm looking for my shoe bag, lady. No, it was great. They were very sweet. I mean, do you get people who like you ever get people like mail you stuff? What's the weirdest thing you've ever been mailed?
Oh my gosh, I once got mailed a certified check.
Really?
And I guess I joked in the past about being poor or something,
Mm-hmm.
but like I can't cash that. It's still sitting in a drawer of mine. If you're listening now, sir, I thank you, but like I can't cash that because then I guess like you know that I did, and that's
yeah,
awkward.
I would cash it. What are you doing? Cash it. How much was it for?
I think it was like $150.
$150. He wants you to have $150. At least it's
No.
not like
I've also gotten some of the weirder ones, mixtape on like a cassette tape.
Really? Did you listen to it?
I don't have a cassette player. Like how
Yeah,
am I-
that's true. That's a great point.
pressed rose petals, like a pressed flower. Like some of the stuff I have to
Yeah.
like report to security just because I don't know.
Yeah,
have to
I
be
need to
safe.
start reporting to security, but
You do.
I got a letter sent to National Review once from it was really, really creepy, and it gave me like a bad vibe, and it was just like something about the handwriting. And,
Oh yeah, you know a serial killer's handwriting when you see it.
yeah, I'm actually gonna like see if I can try to find it because it was so funny.
Is it like in all caps and like block
It was
lettering?
all caps. It was in block letters. Okay, here it is. Here it is. This is crazy. He sent me this letter. I even have a picture of it still. It says, "Hi, Catherine. It was imperative that I write after seeing your astounding presence and artistic performance. You were exciting, exotic, sexy, witty, intelligent, trusting, and honest.
This is a guy who just got a thesaurus. That's what happened.
You are the complete woman and the true Wonder Woman, strikingly beautiful, powerful, and in control of your domain. Please send me a sexy photo of you. Cosmic love and understanding. And then so I look up this guy. And you know, he just got out of prison for sexual
told me
assault.
about this one.
Look at this guy. He just got out of prison for
I mean, okay, except
sex offender. Look at this dude. There he is. Here he is.
oh yeah, he's
Here he
on the
comes.
registry.
Here he comes. There
oh
he is.
gosh.
There he is. Just a little bit
Oh, but he
aggravated.
has soulful eyes.
Just a little bit of aggravated criminal sexual assault, knowing where I work and cosmic love and understanding, and
Okay,
send me
so
sexy photos, please.
Except for the last line and the fact that he's a sex offender, all the rest of that should be like your morning affirmations. Like those
Oh,
are
I don't
all
do
really
those.
positive.
I respond to like
things.
negative. I'm pro shaming. I think we should shame people.
Okay.
You know, like if some people need to be shamed. I think that everybody is too sensitive and nice. I was made fun of a lot, and it helped me. I had
I do have to say, I agree with that. Like with the whole back brace thing growing up, I have my sister's best friend. I call him my gay older brother. He would always like, whenever I couldn't do things or if I wasn't cast in a show or whatever, he'd be like, "Oh, it's because of your scoliosis. It's because you have a crooked spine."
Well,
you know, like things like that. I think
I'm
are
not
character
saying
building.
I'm also not saying you should make fun of people for their scoliosis.
You know,
But I also like, you know, you got this whole thing now where like models, in order to be like a cool model, you got to be like a fat model.
yeah.
I don't get that.
I mean, but too, also, like these fat models, these, you know, plus size, curvy models. I mean, you coined the term, Kat. That was not me. Send your hate to Kat. But they are,
They're not
they
fat,
are
yeah.
perfectly proportional. You know, unfortunately, you can't tell your fat where to go.
Yeah.
And like they still, like Ashley Graham, right? The Sports Illustrated
Yeah.
model, like freaking gorgeous face. And she has a tiny waist is the thing. She has a large chest,
I mean,
large rear,
I'm
tiny
really
waist.
annoyed that people are like, hey, like, you know, wow, how brave. It's like, she's so hot.
Yeah.
Like, she's actually so hot.
Yeah.
She's not a hero. I also, you know, with like Lena Dunham, like, I've seen every episode of Girls, and I don't know why. I've seen them all.
I haven't seen any.
And the most recent one, she's like sprawled out completely naked. And I'm so, like, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. But, like, I don't want you to, like, expect people to tell you you're brave for being naked just because you have a strange looking body.
I mean, technically, every baby is brave.
Well, I mean, it's just like, so it's like, you know, you can't be proud of your body. If somebody congratulates you on how brave you are for being naked, like that is, I think,
Well,
the
and
meanest
then-
thing you can say in a way.
Or Lena Dunham should be congratulating every Victoria's Secret model for being brave.
Yeah.
Because not only are they walking down a runway practically naked, but they're in very high heels, which is like terrifying.
I don't know how to wear high heels either. Times
You don't. I'm going to be honest.
I walk around like I walk like a little baby bird.
You do. It's endearing though.
Yeah, thank you for that. I can't, you know, look, we all have our own strengths and weaknesses, okay?
We do.
But yeah, you know, I just also just I don't like this idea that like everyone should be themselves all the time. Like nobody likes anybody's real true self.
Oh yeah, I don't even like my real true self.
Yeah, I mean, so I sent you this. Okay, like I sent you that story about that one chick with the purple hair.
Yeah,
who
the
got-
waitress.
She got like furious because they didn't tip her, and they said the tips are only for normal looking people.
She had purple hair and I
Yeah.
think a nose ring.
Yeah. So she said, I felt a burning anger inside of me. She said she felt attacked. What do you think about that?
Okay, I would like to start with the fact, just so everyone listening knows. This restaurant was, I think, called Zombie Burger. The check was for $17. If this waitress was lucky, she would get a $3 tip.
Right.
Typically, if I'm going to Zombie Burger and it's $17, I'd probably tip like $2.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. But, I mean, she's saying like, we live off of our tips. We need them. This was $3.
Yeah.
What she wanted more than a tip was this recognition on social media, which she got. So,
Yeah.
like, good for you. I hope that makes you feel better, but I guess it still won't pay your rent.
It won't. And it's like, okay, you know, also when you know how you're a kid and you like want to dye your hair purple and your parents are like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
This is why, like, if you're a rock star, you're already established, you can have purple hair. If you don't, then people are going to be like, hey, you're kind of a weirdo for having purple hair.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of blame too, like the whole mermaid trend. Like you see these celebrities
There's a
on
mermaid
Instagram.
trend?
Yeah, all
There's
these
a mermaid
celebrities.
trend? What?
Yes, they like dye their hair platinum blonde, and then they add like light blues and purples, I mean, this is granted a different hairstyle than that.
It looks bad. Her hair looks bad. I'm gonna
It's
put
sort
that
of
out
like
there.
like grandmas who have purple hair. It looks more like that,
which is fine. Again, it's fine.
I love grandmas.
I love. I mean, some grandmas.
Not the racist
I don't
ones.
like the grandmas
Let's
that
be
are.
clear.
I don't like the grandmas that are like in my way. When I'm trying to get around. You know,
That's
it's more
true.
about how much they affect
yeah,
me
they
personally.
take up a lot of space.
But I mean, okay, like people don't like purple hair as much. I don't know, whatever. She's an idiot. I think the guy that didn't tip is an idiot. But what zombie burger? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I would hope that all the burgers are named after characters from like The Walking Dead or.
Did you ever want to do anything weird like your hair or like your body? Do you have any tattoos or anything like that?
I have no tattoos. I have just my ears are pierced. I might want to get like a second hole, although I have like no earlobes. I have like elfish ears, so I don't think that would work. But I guess the craziest thing was in college, I cut my hair into a bob.
Yeah.
Because I was cast as Sally Bowles in Cabaret.
Yeah.
So as opposed to wigging me, I'm like, no, I'm going to go real, like,
Why
you know,
would you do that?
method acting, and I'm going to cut my hair. I also had just broken up with my boyfriend at the time. And I'm like, every girl needs a good haircut when they go through a breakup.
They do?
Oh, yeah. Did you not do that?
No, I didn't do that. I didn't do
It's really
that.
cathartic.
Is it? I don't know.
Yes, it's like you're getting rid of weight, like dead weight.
dead. I
and
don't
dead
know. I
ends.
mean, I just look. I clearly don't handle these kinds of things. I just first, you know, I discovered pedicures recently, and that's pretty much, you know.
Okay.
I feel like you could help me a lot.
I just got a pedicure, and the lady I tipped her well, but she made me bleed.
Oh, gross, Joanne.
I know, like with the cutting of the cuticle.
Joanne, that's gross.
And now it's like my toe is slightly infected, and I'm so nervous.
So you
I'm
have an
always worried I'll
infected
get
toe.
AIDS from it.
You
Is that
probably have
weird?
AIDS. You have an infected toe.
I don't want to think
You know,
about
in
it.
Harlem, actually, one time I saw a guy back, like when I lived in Harlem, I saw a guy bandage his bleeding toe with a wad of 20s. So, like, was that
That's
flirting?
like desperate times.
Was that? I think was that flirting? Was he like? Because he was looking right at me when he was doing it.
I think so. I mean, yeah, if he's using 20s to bandage his toe, imagine what he has in his wallet.
Exactly. Like those 20s mean nothing to him. Come here, baby. Let me get you pregnant. I mean, they really got down to. God, I mean, I live in a normal neighborhood now, and it's just like I love it, but I'm almost bored, you know?
Seriously. No, because now where you are, you're by like all these hedge fund guys, and they're so
boring and polite. People are always trying to set me up with like hedge fund guys, and I always really want to try, you know?
Yeah.
You'll give everybody one drink if like your friend's really like, no, he's great, and I'm like, you are so boring, and I feel like I couldn't tell you anything I've done in the last 12 hours without you judging me,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
I mean, I will say, though, he probably wouldn't be listening and just thinking about like how he can get you back to his place as quick as possible.
Yeah, I mean, that would make it more interesting, though, I guess. I don't
mean,
know.
yeah, like stop talking.
Stop talking to me. I watched a couple break up actually on St. Patrick's Day on the street.
I feel like I did too. I feel like there was a lot of that.
What happened was I saw it all happen.
Wait, was I with you?
No, well, like Katie found out that some dude had slept with Jessica, and Jessica said no way, and they were all screaming, and she's like, no, she did sleep, but I know that they, and then like completely unrelated, some guy I look over and he's bleeding from his neck.
Okay.
And an ambulance is you know, trying to strap him down because he doesn't want to go into the ambulance because he's apparently not done partying. And like this couple is just still so focused on like breaking up.
Or he knows how expensive it is
I
if the
know.
ambulance takes you to the hospital.
Have you ever gone in that hospital ambulance situation?
I haven't. However, my boyfriend got food poisoning recently, and he was alone in his apartment, and he started losing feeling in his hands. And he's like, I don't know what to do. I'm afraid I'm dying. So he calls me, and he's like, he lives in Queens. I was in Manhattan. And he was like, I just called an ambulance. I don't know what to do. I really don't know. I had to call them. I didn't know. And he's like, I don't know how I'm going to pay for this, was the first thought out of his head. And I was like, I have money. I'll pay for it. Just get healthy.
My best one of my best friends got really trashed and had to take a helicopter.
No.
They had to be airlifted to Kalamazoo from Hillsdale, Michigan, and they blame it on me because I was drinking with them. And
Okay.
I had that, you know.
I mean, I blame most things on you, so I guess that
I
makes
was
sense.
drinking with them, and so they were always like, "You owe me $30,000." I guess people think I'm like peer pressuring people to do bad things, which I do. It's always better to do them. This nicotine thing is a real problem for me now.
Yeah, I find it kind of fascinating because I see you shake. Like, I see your hands shaking when you don't.
It feels
use
good
your
though.
e-cig,
It feels good though. I don't know. All right, yeah. Okay. You know, we talk a lot about politics, and you know, you don't have any background in it. Before we go, is there anything that you want to talk about, Joanne? Is there anything that it can be, you know, is there a story that you think we should be covering that we're just not because it's dumb?
Yeah, no, there is. So, like, every day I look through the news and I find, like, weird stories to pitch. And for some reason, the producers never want to use my stories.
Okay, what have you tried to pitch on Fox News that's gotten shut down?
I mean, there's this one story about this girl who's allergic to standing up. And I found it fascinating. And, like, not to, like, make fun of her. I'm just like, could you imagine living your life that way?
I kind of can't wait till I'm medically unable to stand up.
I mean, you do because you're able-bodied.
I guess.
You know?
I don't do a lot of standing.
I mean, that's true. And, like, it does suck having to walk,
but
like,
so,
everywhere.
So you try to pitch that, you know, like, listen, Megyn Kelly, cancel the show. Cancel the show.
Listen.
Let's do an hour-long special on the girl that's allergic.
This is the lead because I feel like most viewers would want to know about this.
Well, you talk about Trump. You knew Trump. Did you know Trump from Miss USA?
Okay, so Donald Trump used to own Miss USA, as a lot of people know. He recently sold the organization, the Miss USA, Miss Universe organization. I got to meet him in Las Vegas. It's crazy what they do. They line up all of the girls in the same cocktail dress.
Yeah.
Everyone alphabetically by state, and he walks down the line, shakes hands. After every few girls, he goes back to the president of the organization and will, like, you see them chatting and she's writing down notes, which I guess. So, like, Donald Trump has, like, a stake in the company, obviously. Like, he wants to pick a girl who's gonna, like, represent well.
Is it weird to, like, have Donald Trump taking notes on?
Yes, and I knew immediately, like, I wasn't his type, I guess. Like, they always say, you know, the bustier and the blonder, the better. And I'm neither of those things.
Only one, but yeah.
So, but he came up to me and he goes, New York, I hear it's nice there. So that was his attempt at, like, a joke, which I, of course, had to laugh at. But I'm like, Donald.
I get it, because he lives here.
But so then because he doesn't sleep, he watches Red Eye. So he used to call Greg Gutfeld all the time with just saying how much he liked the show, saying, this Joanne Nosachinsky girl. And Greg's like, you know, she used to be one of your queens, right? And he's like, well, of course. He had no idea. But he's like, you did a great job with her. There's going to be big things for her. I hope you're not paying her a lot.
Why?
Just meaning, like, in the business sense, you know, like, you better not pay her too much. Got to keep her around. It's okay, guys. I renegotiated my contract. I got great money. But no, and we got to meet him. So Greg and I, at the start of the Gutfeld show, on, like, the second week, we did an interview with him at Trump Tower.
Yeah,
and
I remember that.
It was great. And Greg asks him, why didn't Joanne make the top 15? Why didn't she win? And Trump goes, well, my pageant is obviously rigged, which is, like, the best thing to say to someone whose, like, dreams were shattered when she didn't make the top 15.
Was that really your dream? Like, was it really?
At the time, I thought it was.
I can't ever imagine caring about that. I mean,
I didn't either, because
that was your first one,
I didn't have
right?
a background in pageants. I just entered on a whim and really committed to winning, and so, like, I kind of went on.
But
and
did you like being around Donald Trump? Like,
I did. I have to say, I understand the appeal. I mean, I don't know if I'll vote for him. Probably not. I'll probably end up voting for the Libertarian candidate.
Yeah, me too.
He is, when you meet him and you talk to him, even if you're at a rally and you just talk to him for a second, he has a way of making you feel very important.
That's very, very nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so we got to wrap things up, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Joanne.
This flew by. This was so great.
Thanks, Joanne.
Your first show.
I really appreciate you coming on.
You can follow me on Twitter.
Follow her on Twitter
at Joe Nosachinsky.
Nosachinsky.
You'll never spell that right.
Nosachinsky, or, you know, and then me, obviously, Kat Timpf. And yet, download, subscribe, rate me super high.
Do it.
I like to be rated super high. I look forward to all the nice and mean, especially creatively mean tweets are always appreciated also.
Yeah, it's the creativity.
It's the creativity. It's the thought that counts,
Yes.
even if it's abusive.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.